Thank you all for coming today. I appreciate it. I know it was mandatory, but I appreciate it anyway. I do a chat every month with the residents and kind of tell them what's going on around Westminster. And we really haven't had a chance to do that much this year, and I apologize for that with you all. How many of you would like to have a quarterly meeting to talk about what's coming at Westminster and what we're doing? By applause. By applause. Certainly in your associate engagement survey, you told us that. So this is my first of, I hope, many chats that we'll have together. Appreciate you all very much. We're going to watch this little video that we're showing to all new employees as they come to work for Westminster. Thank you. What does old mean in our technology?
Hey, how's it going? You can stand right there, that's her mark. How are you doing?
I'm great, how are you?
Great.
Awesome.
Just tell us your first name and your age.
My real age?
My name is Paolo. I'm 25 years old.
My name is Daniela and I'm 19.
24. 35.
31. 33.
I'm 26 years old.
What age do you consider to be old?
Late 40s.
Maybe 50.
I feel like 30s and mid 20s. So I'd say like 40 years old.
I'd probably say 50s.
I'd like you to show me how an old person would cross the street. Show me how an old person would send a text message. How might an old person do a push-up? What about jumping jacks? Okay, hang on. There's someone I want you to meet.
Hello, I'm Birch. I'm 66.
Hi, I'm Daphne, and I'm 68. I'm Dee, and I'm 55.
George Bassbinder, 75.
My name's Parvati. I'm 70.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
We're gonna give you about 2 minutes to teach each other something that you are good at.
I can teach you a jump that I do.
Okay, please.
Both of your legs go up, and your arm goes up, and your left arm goes like this.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, lift, 1, 2, 3, and bring it to your heart, and bring it to your heart, at the head in, yeah.
I'm gonna try to get your balance.
And brings up.
Now, you bring your legs and your feet up.
It's hard, right?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. So when you come out of the turn, either way, you go back to that place.
Over. Now forward. Over. Yeah.
Square like this, and we hook. Hook. Jab, cross, hook, and then we'll go like this, alright?
1, 2, 3.
Now, what age might you consider to be old?
Probably 80 or 90. He could just do everything that I told him to do.
An age that I would consider to be old now might be 100.
Do you remember what you said?
Yeah, I said in the 50s, I thought that would be okay. But when I thought about it,
Wait a minute.
It really changed my thinking of what old is. You've taught me something today. Clearly, there's no way she's old, you know?
Now I know from today, hey, I don't look at age.
At my age, I feel like I did when I was in my 20s.
There's so many things that I still want to do. There's so many things that I can do. As long as I'm growing and learning, then age doesn't matter.
When people start stopping, that's when they start getting old.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Daphne.
It was great meeting you.
How long have you been doing this? Is this a new skill?
40 years.
Wow.
Movies were apt to make us think, and
Love to see and deal with grown-up issues.
That's when they start getting old.
Sorry, folks. Who thinks that we are redefining aging every day by applause? Yeah, right? Our mission is all about enriching lives through inspired experiences. If you look at our activity calendar, our dining services, everything that we do here, our wellness services for our residents, everything that we do is about redefining aging. We are not serving old people, right? We're senior living, we are trailblazing, we are doing new things, we're learning new things. How many of you know where the art hall is at the Windsor? Everybody? All of that art was created by our residents. Some of those folks learned to paint when they were 92 years old. So we have a writer's journal that we put out once a year. Some of those writers have never written before, stories, and they're sharing those stories every day. Our vision, we are dedicated to providing a nurturing, purposeful, connected, and abundant life for all we serve. Who do we serve? Our residents, yes, and their families, and our vendors. Who else? Each other, that's right. We serve each other. Our core values, we are resident-centered always. Our community operates with inclusion and integrity. It's all about the people, people first, dedicated and engaged associates, which all of you are. There is so much talent and skill in this room. Financial stewardship, innovative and nurturing culture, and environmentally conscious. We provide hospitality and first-class services in a secure, warm, and inviting community. Yes? Yes. Absolutely. We provide premier health care that promotes and encourages independence, physical, social, spiritual, and intellectual growth while treating everyone with dignity and respect. Yes? Yes. Yes. We communicate well and often. We're working on that part. That's what this is all about. We find unique ways to bring joy to our residents and associates. Yes? Yes. We consider the impact of our actions on the world, and we do our best to make the world a better place. Yes? Yes. Absolutely. We seek and adopt innovative solutions. Yes. We act honestly with ourselves and others. Yes? Absolutely. This is a great organization, and you make it great. You make Westminster what it is. We're a community of people serving seniors and serving each other. $1,000 referral bonus. I think we have a few open positions. We'd really like you to help us fill them. So just keep that in mind. Hospitality. So everybody knows about our hospitality program here at Westminster, Extraordinary Impressions, right? Anybody not know about it? Oh, good. That's great. So we just won the Extraordinary Impressions Gold Award for our hospitality here at Westminster. And it's because of all of you. Hospitality is the way that we make people feel, right? It's going beyond and above customer service. It's hard to find hospitality out in the real world. I sometimes feel like Westminster is a little island upon itself, right? That you can get hospitality here, courteous respect here, but it's hard to find out in the real world. So let's keep up the good work. I'm not going to go through all the hospitality promises, but you know what they are. Yesterday we celebrated Respect Day, right? Yeah. Courteous respect we should show to each other, right? Because we're in service to one another. To celebrate our gold award for our hospitality, everyone's getting a cool polo shirt, much like this one. And we'll be picking those up in the back there. Thank you all for everything you do every day to make this an extraordinary day. A couple neat programs that Westminster has that nobody else has. One of those is centered around resident empowered services. When I started here back in 2008, how many of you were with me back in 2008? Raise your hand. Oh, I love you all. When I started here at Westminster and we started with person-centered care, we were a 1-star. Yuck, right? We went from 1 star to 4 stars in 6 months, and the following 6 months we achieved our 5-star rating, and we maintained that for 16 years. Absolutely. No community, no senior living community in Texas has accomplished that. Our values are simple. We're resident-centered always. It's our purpose to know each resident and anticipate their needs. And we care about their hopes, their dreams, their goals, and it's central to their care. Being included in creating their own individual plan of care, choice, dignity, respect, self-determination, empowerment, and putting the resident before the task. Understanding the resident's desires, values, social needs, and care preferences. And quite frankly, the residents run the place. They really do. And all of this was accomplished by listening to the residents and listening to the associates, and all of us working together to create an extraordinary community. Another program that we've newly introduced is called Heartfelt Connections, and this is really our memory support program. It's all about getting to know the residents and meeting them where they are. If they have Alzheimer's and dementia or other cognitive losses, we're trying to meet the resident where they are. If a resident in memory support or assisted living tells you this is a cruise ship, what is it? It's a cruise ship. If they ask you why hasn't the cruise ship left dock yet, you're going to tell them, I'm not sure, but maybe it's because they're doing a little maintenance, but I'm sure we'll leave dock soon, right? It's all about being positive with the resident, right? If a resident sees children playing in the corner, laughing and carrying on, is that okay? Absolutely it is. So we're just all about meeting the residents where they are. And quite frankly, sometimes their reality is better than ours, right? All right. So this year so far has been a fantastic year. I told you about the Extraordinary Impressions Gold Award. We also received word this morning that Robin Gonzalez and the Health and Wellness Program, our Navigator program, received a Gold Award. So let's give them a round. We received the J.D. Power Award for the 5th year. I mentioned the 5 stars. Best Nursing Home, Long-Term and Short-Term Care, U.S. News and World Report, 16th year. We closed the last Carlisle First Generation Apartment Homes in January. Leadership Institute completed with 19 graduates. Our experience modifier dropped to 0.50. Anybody care about that? I do, because that means you've been safer. Most of the time, yes. This is the lowest ever for our community. It speaks well to our associate safety culture. We also received the 800 award winner online reputation score. National Top Workplace Award, Culture Excellence Award, USA Today, Best Awards from U.S. News and World Report for IL, Memory Support, Memory Care, Assisted Living, and CCRC. We swept all the categories. So let's give ourselves another round. We received the Silver Award for Life Care Services, or from Life Care Services for the Heartfelt Connections Memory Care Program. And I think, Joe, what are we going to get next year? Gold. Gold, that's right. Leading Age Excellence in Leadership Award, Hermes Gold Award, Gold Associate Safety Award from Life Care Services, 5-star award from our Resident Satisfaction Survey, and a deficiency-free 403 audit, and a full financial audit was deficiency-free. And we just had a state survey in healthcare, and y'all did an extraordinary job. Let's give our healthcare folks a Now, I'm a little worried about you, though, because we've had a lot of incidents and accidents with associates over the last couple of months. Probably more in the last 60 days than we've had last year. So these are our safety promises, and I'm gonna read them all. And I really want all of us to follow these. I thought about pulling out a chair and trying to hang something from the ceiling to see if you would call me on it, but I didn't. If you see someone doing something that's not safe, or if you see an unsafe condition, whether it's a sidewalk that's unlevel, or a carpet maybe that's coming up somewhere, or a bulb that's not protected, whatever you see, if you see something unsafe, please report it. If you care about each other like I think you do, it's our job and obligation to report things that we see that are unsafe. And call me on it. If you see me standing on a chair, a rolling chair, changing a light bulb, are you gonna call me on it? Yes, you should. All right, I promise, say it with me, not to take shortcuts in my job duties that could lead to injuries. I promise to always think about safety before I complete a task. I promise to always use the necessary equipment for my job. Is a gait belt necessary equipment? Yes. Love you, healthcare. Good job. I promise to always be aware of my surroundings. Meaning when you're backing up your car, look out, right? Look around, pay attention. I promise to always use proper lifting techniques. Is that lifting with your back or your legs? Legs, right. I promise to make sure my coworkers work safely. I promise that if I do not know how to perform a task safely, I will ask, please. I promise to communicate potential hazards to my supervisor immediately. I promise I will plan for my task and gather needed supplies before I begin, right? Always think safety first. Pretty please, let's keep our good safety record intact, okay? I want you all to be around. I like you. And your associates like you too, okay? Our resident experience survey was really good. We had 75% participation, 93% overall satisfaction, which is great. 94% of our residents would recommend to Westminster to their friends and family. And 97% of our residents think that you're warm and friendly. We gotta work on the other 3%, right? Because you are warm and friendly. I don't ever see you being anything but warm and friendly. 95% associate professionalism. 97% for reception, health services, and transportation. Those are the highest among all of our departments. 96% for security and healthcare center. 95% for accounting. And those are the people that are giving them bills, right? That's pretty good. Marketing and sales, 95%. Community life services, the lowest ranked item was 1890, which is today broke, so that makes sense. 94% would recommend Westminster is 7% better than the LCS benchmark and 11% better than senior living industry. That is incredible. That's awesome, right? That's a good story to sell, right? 93% very satisfied with Westminster, 6% better than the LCS benchmark, and 7% better than senior living. So to give you an idea, reception, I talked about all of the top 95, overall ratings 93, board of directors 92, extraordinary impressions, that's our hospitality program, 92, supportive facilities 91, environmental services 91, communications 90, plant operations 90, engagement 87, assisted living 87, executive director 86. That was a lot more popular as a community administrator. I want to go back. Food and beverage was 86. All of our scores in our experience survey were above 85%. That is incredible for any senior living community. So let's give ourselves a big round of applause. A little bit of an update. Soon in the Treehouse, the food program, you will not have to sign up for payroll deductions beginning in October. Associates will no longer need to fill out the payroll deduction sheets in advance. Associates will be charged for actual meals and or little store purchases from your previous 2 weeks. So it'll hit your paycheck break basically when you're getting paid. Hopefully, how many people are happy with the insurance benefits at Westminster? Yes? Awesome. Hopefully, you're not going to feel any increase Westminster absorbed all of the increase for this year's insurance benefits. Yeah, let's give Westminster a big round of applause for that. I know that there's a desire to have 24-hour food available from our meal program and our associate meal program. Coming in January of 25, we'll have smart vending machines so that you can have Jaime's meals 24 hours a day, right? 7 days a week, so we're working on that as well. And the best is yet to come. So how many of you, by applause, have heard about phase 4, our final phase of construction? The rumor mill is great. All right, I'm going to show you just a little bit about it, okay? It is our last phase of this strategic plan that we started 7 years ago, if you can believe that. The Carlisle, of course, was a big part of that strategic plan. The Windsor expansion building was part of it. Remodeling first floor healthcare to make it a rehab area. Moving the assisted living to the new Carlisle building and having a larger assisted living and memory support, all part of the plan. Now we've completed 3 phases of the plan successfully. Also, big round of applause for everybody. Now we have one more phase, phase 4, the final phase, that's going to bring it all together. We'll likely start this next phase in the spring of 25, probably the last day of March or 1st of April, which happens to be our anniversary, our 58th anniversary. The project plan is going to last from about 16 to 18 months. And we're doing it for a lot of different reasons. I'm not going to go through all of them today, but we're having to put a new roof on the Preston building on the A wing. When we do that, it's going to drain into the central courtyard. Well, the central courtyard in the Preston, it's like taking all the drainage water it can. We need to upgrade that. So when I do that, we're going to have to tear up the courtyard. And we might as well make it nice since we're going to tear it up, right? We need to make it ADA compliant, add some amenities for the residents. We also need to be able to not have Lake Westminster. We're fond of lakes and water features, but we really don't want one in our parking lot. So we're going to be regrading that area. We're upgrading the Preston electrical, solving some heating and air conditioning problems in the Preston lobby, so we might actually be able to keep you warm in the winter in the Preston lobby and also in the dining room. And we're going to improve security by adding a wrought iron fence along the east side of the property. We're upgrading our generators for both the Windsor and the Preston building to be able to operate for 7 days under a full load. That means heating, air conditioning, every bell and whistle, and all of our buildings will be self-sufficient. If we ever have a snowstorm or ice storm where it takes down the electrical grid, we will continue to be able to operate and be a safe place of refuge. Secure the Preston courtyard, I mentioned. We're going to improve the entrance and appearance of the Harris Bell Hall elevator entrance, which is where EVS is always washing bird poop off the sidewalk and everything. That will no longer be a thing. We're also going to improve the connectivity between A and B wings, so residents won't have to go all the way back to the core elevators to move around the building. So that's why you have a backup. Yay to IT and their backups. All right, how's that? Okay. Let's see. So that we're going to add an additional courtyard instead of the driveway between the 2 buildings. We'll have a new courtyard that's right next to a new coffee shop. We're going to increase the size of the library. We're going to have an indoor sports simulator for golf and other games for our residents, and a game room with a bowling alley and arcade games and board games, etc. A new outdoor multi-sport game court with sound mitigation for our residents, and addition of a conservatory in the Preston courtyard. Improved functionality of Harris Bell Hall by eliminating all the storage closets back there in the back and extending Harris Bell Hall all the way that way, and then have a new receiving area outside of Harris Bell Hall. Because you all are growing. We have a growing community, right? We need to maximize our space. Addition of an activities kitchen, crafting space, multi-purpose space, And a lot of this stuff, I think we'll be able to use for associate events as well. I'm gonna show you pictures. We talked about ADA compliance. So this is a reworking of the central courtyard. You can see it there. And then the conservatory. And this is the new east courtyard. We're reworking the west courtyard as well and adding a dog park for the residents. This is what the exterior of the building will look like if you're standing on Jackson Avenue looking into our new coffee shop. And then the new east facing courtyard off of Jackson. You'll notice a food truck on the side there. So we're adding power and water for us to have up to 2 food trucks at a time. So when we do our kickoff events, it'll be a lot easier for us. The fencing along Jackson the panels will be able to be removed so we can get a food truck in there and put the panels back. And this is a look in the Preston courtyard looking towards the conservatory. And you'll notice at the top of the conservatory is a new deck with tables and chairs and umbrellas. The magnolia tree is on the left-hand side of this picture. That is not a representation of our magnolia tree because we have the largest magnolia tree in Austin, Texas, and we're going to keep that. This is a representation of the west courtyard, so you'll notice some outside dining there, a new fireplace feature, and a new dog park is behind those hedges there. And this is what the plan looks like on the first floor. So you can see the new lobby, which we're picking up a vestibule here, and that'll be the dining room. The cocktail lounge will open up from the lobby. So as you go into the Preston lobby, it'll open up into this grand cocktail lounge and a new bar in that area. And then there'll be a new corridor that's being built in the courtyard that will pick up here. And this is dining, a private dining room, 2 private dining rooms for the space. And then this is the new multi-purpose area that you'll be able to do theater presentations. You can do, there's going to be a activities kitchen there and spaces for crafting and things like that. This is the conservatory. So it comes out about 24 feet from the wall, picks up this elevator, and this becomes air-conditioned space with a new corridor here. And this is a new theater that I actually feel like a movie theater. And then you have the game room with bowling alley right here. So I thought that'd be a good place to have some associate events once in a while when you have something to celebrate, like EVS week or something like that. Coffee shop is there, and then we're picking up a new day spa salon, so it's about twice the size of the current salon. And then that salon space will be added to the fitness studio because those classes are getting so large. This is a rendering of the Laurel dining room. So you're looking into the Laurel dining room from the lobby. So the Laurel dining room, the Preston, is getting a facelift. What do you think? Pretty good so far? This is the conservatory. So the conservatory will sit in the Preston courtyard. Basically, this is giving residents access to the outdoors with being able to sit in air-conditioned comfort. There'll be some live trees like this is, and some plants and everything there. This is the coffee shop. Not too bad. I'd hang out there. Not quite old enough yet, but I would. So this is, oops, I went too far, sorry. Here we go. All right, so this is the second floor. The art hall is right here, and the elevator to Harrisbell Hall is right there. This is the conservatory, so there'll be a glass wall on both sides that you can see into the conservatory. This is a new corridor that connects A and B wing. So B wing is here, this is A wing, so the Preston residents will have a much better connection to the Windsor building. The new library is across from the current library. The current library is here. It becomes a music room, and this becomes a new library with an IT help desk. Because how many people here know that seniors have trouble with IT? Almost as much trouble as your executive director does. All right. Then we go to the third floor. So the third floor, this is Harris Bell Hall right now, and it cuts off about here, and then you've got these storage rooms along here. They're going to be taken out. Another set of doors is going to be added, and then this receiving space is going to be built. So there'll be some receiving space outside of Harris Bell Hall and a new deck here that's usable with some soft seating and some tables and chairs. And then there'll be some raised bed planters that run along here so residents in the Preston can garden if they wish to. Then we go up this ramp, takes us to a new club room that's up here. And it'll have billiards and ping pong table, games for the residents to play and their families. And we also pick up a golf simulator, multi-sport simulator. And then these are pickleball courts, multi-sport courts. And they'll have sound mitigation around them as well. And then again, the connection between the A and B wing on the third floor, which I think is going to be really helpful for the residents. And that's a little bit, that's kind of what we're going to be looking like. Just a little rendering there, not exact, but it's going to be close to that. All right, thank you all very much. How many of you, by applause, know that you're part of something special? Thank you all for being extraordinary together. The best is yet to come. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Don't forget to pick up your shirts and a brownie. Thank you for not falling asleep. I love you.